right, we're now being joined by elder statesman and chieftain of the National Democratic Coalition, Adebanjo, who was part of that struggle for Nigeria's democracy. Thank you so much. It's good to have you on Newsnight tonight, Adebanjo. Well, today, June 12, yet again, 30 years after, Nigerians still remembering the day. How much significance really does this day still hold for you, having been one of those who fought for democracy for June 12?
Well, I'm happy you have kept the struggle on, but to a person like myself, the battle is not won yet. Those who believe they have done some periphery recognition of Abiola and the struggle for June 12, they may be right. But what was the purpose? What was this fighting for? June 12 was principally a struggle for recognition of the voters to show that their vote do count. As the son of Abiola said, that was the first time in this country that people voted irrespective of religion or ethnicity. And mind you, I don't know how many people will remember that after the Nadeko then, Abiola is not our fan. He doesn't belong to our party. But because he won the election, free and fair, we supported him. But Babangida was. What Babangida did for us at that time is what Mahmoud has done for us at this time. That's why I say we have not learned the lessons. To allow vote to count. Let the voters' vote count. And that's why we are still in this trouble. But that's why I say the battle continues until we allow votes to count and the electorate to enjoy the fruit of the vote.
Adebanjo, thank you very much indeed for your insights tonight. The military incursion into our democratic journey slowed us down in no small measure. Talk to us about how we can refine this experience, this history, this part of our democratic history, right, to actually enjoy the dividends of democracy.
The military incursion is always an aberration. The better we forget about the military regime, the better. The military incursion is the problem we are still solving today. They put on aside what's the democratic principles of the country. No rule of law, no democracy, things are done by fiat, no respect for personality, and all that. So, but by the time they came back and said they are going back to the barracks, that was what brought Nadeko in. That if you are going back to the barracks, go back to the barracks with the constitution you imposed on us. The constitution we are fighting on now is not our constitution. It is not the constitution we had at independence. The one that was endorsed by Awolowo, Azikiwe, and Sardauna. That one was truncated in 1966 by the military. And we are still on it today. That was why, by the time we are going to do 1999 election, FNF refused to take part. And Bab Salam had to convince our leader then, Senator Adebanjo, to take part because they can't afford any election at that time without the Yoruba taking part. As a matter of fact, by the law of the military at that time, the Alliance for Democracy under which platform we contested the election was not qualified to be registered because they have to be registered all over the country and we haven't got the money. Absalam told them, go and register Alliance for Democracy if you don't want trouble. That was why we were registered. And when we were registered, and we said, there must be a change of the constitution before we go to the election. Because we don't believe that these people will change the constitution after if the military is in there. Absalom is still alive. He says he's not going to wait for that. When you go back to a civil regime, you do the change of the constitution to democratic principle. Because the military constitution imposed on us was unitary, with all the diversity of religion and ethnicity in the country.
All right, Chief Adebanjo, sorry to cut in there very quickly. I believe you listened to President Tinubu's speech today. I wonder what impressions that left you with.
I didn't listen.
You didn't? Okay, great.
I didn't listen to his speech. Tell me.
Right. Let me just take paragraph 13, just to address the points that you made earlier, that we're still fighting for the integrity of the electoral process. He said, those who cannot endure and accept the pain of defeat in elections do not deserve the joy of victory when it is their turn to triumph. Above all, those who disagree with the outcome of the elections are taking full advantage of the constitutional provisions to seek redress. What's your understanding of that point? Is it making some kind of veiled statement to those who are not satisfied with the outcome of the election that they say was more or less rigged?
No, what he said we are taking the constitutional step to go to the court and not do violence. That's what I really do that, and that's what I did. And that's why some of us say, until the court rule about that, the election is not ended yet. So the election is still in process. According to the electoral law, that if you are not satisfied with it, don't do any violence, don't put the country into trouble, go to the court to decide. It is the court that will decide about the objection that you have.
All right, Chief Adebanjo, we will come back to you. So sorry, we apologize that we have to cut in there. We'll take a short break and return with this conversation. All right, welcome back. Our guest is Chief Adebanjo. We're speaking with him before we went on that break, part of NADECO. Chief, so good to still have you there. I mean, you were in the trenches with the current president, President Bola Tinubu. Incidentally, 30 years after the whole June 12 debacle, he is president today. What do you make of that? Is it providence that set in? What are your impressions?
Well, I'm one of those who disagree by the way he gets there. If he gets there fair and square, I will be very happy. Because it was through me that God made him the governor of Lagos State. But I don't believe in an election that is not free and fair. That is not the problem. He's a capable young man. If not, I would have made him the governor. But the struggle of Afenifere and NADECO is that we want a good government that's acceptable to the people. We don't want any election rigged. Anything based on a wrong foundation cannot succeed. That's the problem.
We've listened to you tonight, but then we won't let you go without asking you this. Now that we have the democracy that we had been clamoring for, perhaps the next popular call is a call for true federalism. So how then can we talk us through how we can make this democracy a true federalism?
If you listen to our own struggles from the word go, why we are supporting Peter Obi and why we are supporting the destruction of the country back to federalism, that is the only thing that can bring peace to the country. It's on that basis that people like Bola Tinubu, Shoshova came into office. And that was what we are insisting upon, that for peace and quiet, this country must be restructured back to federalism. Whatever problem has now, be it Obi, be it Atiku, the first thing to be done on anybody that was confirmed as president is to restructure the country back to federalism. Notwithstanding any program you have, that will take care of the minority problem, it will take care of religious problem, it will take care of ethnicity and everything. The key thing in this country is back to federalism. And people are just pretending. I want to emphasize here, anybody saying ethnicity or religion does not matter, is deceiving yourself. Until we realize that we will solve that problem by having a federal constitution that recognizes the development of each unit on its own space, to develop at its own space, to respect your religion, your culture, and your language. You will get peace. All of that is just fake. And anybody saying, oh, for unity, you do something that is united. Don't let us go into that. But if you are here for restructuring, for the type of constitution is another matter. Time won't allow us for that. But I'd like to emphasize that whatever we are doing, either now or anything, the building of the country on a truly federal constitution that made every federating unit equal, no discrimination. That is the only case.
Right.
Back to federalism,
right.
That is the solution to
great place to leave it. Chief Adebanjo, thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight today, and happy Democracy Day to you again.